what do you got?
I think I can prove to a judge that both of these men had the mens rea.
What the hell is a mens rea?
It's a legal term the lawyers use. It just means the intention to commit a crime.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Mens rea?
Put the cuffs on him.
How could we have gotten mens rea? We take blood? Can you do it without taking blood? We both use condoms. How is this possible? I want to see a doctor. Can I have an independent blood test?
Money!
I feel sick.
What are you doing?
Mens rea! Oh! Oh! My God! No!
Wow, everybody, what's up? It's a rough day here, apparently. Now, I'm watching the playback here, and it doesn't look like it's buffering, but it's really choppy and buffering from my end. So there's something happening here, and this always happens. One of these times I'll learn my lesson. The cleaning lady comes, she cleans everything, and stuff gets bumped and messed around with in the process, and things don't go as smoothly as they should. In this case, that video is super choppy for me, but looks like everything worked out fine for you guys, so no reason to keep dwelling on the sad past. And she broke my teapot too, one of my teapots, so shame on her. How are we all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It is Friday night here in South Korea. It is 10 p.m. and I'm here with you. So great to be here. Got 149 of you already, but only 96 likes. So today it is time for When Shabusinesses Go Wild. Is Shabusinesses gone wild? When Shabusinesses attack? What does Shabusiness? We're going to be doing our Shabusiness review. So we're going to be doing that. And then, there's really only so long you can milk 30 or 40 seconds worth of video. I'm going to milk that as long as possible. And then we'll go to some Alex Murdaugh trial from yesterday. There was just a plethora of things to choose from yesterday to watch, but we're going to watch some really, really painful stuff. Some terribly, terribly painful stuff and provide some additional comments. That's what we're doing. That's where we're going. Let's get the back of the house stuff done here real quick. First of all, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have subscribed, double check. Make sure you are still subscribed. And then take the poll. Take the poll. 3 choices today in our poll. Did you smash the like button and make sure you were subscribed? Of course, I'm not Shabusiness crazy. No, just kidding. Yes, I'm cray like Tay, and I stabbed it like Taylor on a date. Those are your 3 choices for how and why you smashed the like button and made sure you were subscribed. That's pretty much all we got for the back of the house stuff. Super chats. Hey, it's Friday. Let those super chats roll. Bring the super chats in. We don't, not required. No minimum required to engage with me. It just guarantees you get a seat at the table. Super chats guarantee you get your comments, jokes, questions, whatever it is, read and reacted to as we go along. And we have our first super chat of the day by Doral. Yay, timely notification for once. It's nice when YouTube works. It's nice when they do their thing and everybody gets notifications the way they should. Thank you so much for that first super chat. And by first, I mean there's going to be more coming in, but we're not grifting for super chats. We're just gratefully accepting them. All right. Taylor Shabusiness. We reviewed her case. We gave some basic background to the case. This was just earlier this week. We gave some background on the case. We gave a little bit of the history. We did some in-depth catch-up from January through the middle of February. Was all getting excited for the hearing. And I said, hey, we'll do it. We'll do an update at the end of this week or the beginning of next week, and then we'll be ready to hit that trial when it happens on March 6th. It seemed to me like it was about 30 minutes later that everything went to hell. That's how it goes. That's how it goes in trial land. Spoiler alert, the trial is not starting on March 6th. If you've seen this, you know why. If you haven't seen it, you're gonna know why. We'll look at it, we'll review it, and I'll give you my comments on what I think is going on here. Because I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not any kind of ologist, but I'm gonna let you know what's going on anyway, because I'm a guy on the internet, and that lets me know I know what's going on. All right. Shabiz. Very quick background if you literally don't know who she is. 25-year-old. She offed her boyfriend, deleted him. She's charged with 3 crimes. First-degree intentional murder, mutilation of a corpse, and SA doing really bad things in an intimate manner to someone. And those crimes are in that order. Those crimes are in that order. She deleted her boyfriend, chopped him up in little pieces, and then committed the SA, the intimate acts of violence on him. That's all we're going to say for today. She went through a few medical examinations, a few mental examinations to see if she was competent to stand trial, 3 of them to be exact. And where all this problem starts is around the 4th mental examination that she was. Kim Farnham says, OMG, that's it, to something that Ann Serkin said. What did Ann Serkin say that elicited such an emotional response? Pigtails, the best pies in London, Mr. Todd. Okay. I love it when the chat is talking about something completely different than what I am. And then I see something and I go, oh, wow, I wonder what that excited reaction was for. And it wasn't anything I said. It was something about meat pies somewhere. So anyway, the 4th deal. This the evaluation was supposed to have been done in, I believe, November, if not early December. Well, it couldn't get done. There were scheduling problems. She was on self-deletion watch for a couple of months. Her brother died. That's when the allegation started that she was starting to go downhill and becoming less cooperative, less able to assist with her defense and whatnot. So they got it delayed for a couple of weeks so that the doctor could come. They said the examiner was having problems getting in to see her because of all these restrictions. Well, then, so he said, okay, you have 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks comes around. And that's where we were supposed to be the other day. Was it Monday? So where we were supposed to be on this Monday. The 4th evaluation was supposed to have been completed. The report was supposed to have been in, and the judge was supposed to rule on the issue of whether or not she is competent to stand trial, and then decide whether the hearing date needs to be pushed back. We got one super chat here from Chaos Coordinator. That feeling when you are tired as after a 12-hour night shift, but chose to sleep for only 2 hours because there's a live stream. At least I'm not late and gay today. Hi, Jeff and chat. Well, hi. Welcome. All right. Thank you so much for that chat. The 2nd super chat of the evening. Congratulations. You are number 2. Who will be number 3? And we have a, okay, we'll get, Lady Magdala said something important. We'll just kind of keep that highlighted for a while. So she hasn't been deemed competent yet. You don't have to be deemed competent. You can only be deemed incompetent. You're assumed to be competent until you're not. And it's important to remember there's a difference. There's 2 things going on here. She's pled not guilty by reason of insanity. In Wisconsin, they call it something like disease or like mental disease or something. It's not guilty by reason of insanity. Is what it boils down to. She's charged with that, and what they will decide there is I don't think they're going to make the argument she didn't do it. They're going to make the argument that she did it, but she was so mentally debilitated that she didn't appreciate what she was doing at the time she deleted her boyfriend was wrong. She didn't appreciate it was a crime. She didn't, that's how mentally bad she was. But before we can get to that point, the lawyer has made the assertion that she does not have the capacity at this point. She doesn't have the past capacity at this point to contribute to her own defense in a meaningful way or she does not appreciate the nature of the proceedings. So that's what these other evaluations have been for. Does she appreciate the fact she's going on trial for first-degree murder? And can she contribute in a meaningful way to her defense? Her lawyer is saying no. That's his job to say no. She can't go to trial because she's just not fit for trial. All right, let's go to this Monday. Well, they go in and we're gonna do this hearing backwards because you all want to see the scuffle with the officer. That's what we're all here for. So let's start with that. We'll let this play through. Provide a little commentary, just kind of, jackjaw back and forth. There's a lot of silence in this particular video. All righty. Let me fix this window size so I can handle it better. There we go. There you go. She's all over. I got him. Okay. Whew. Got him out of the way. All right. That's one view. There's a couple of different views of this. So yeah, that just starts right out of the gate, calm, and then she goes and then lunges at him. Got him. All right, we're gonna see this guy's camera here later too. All right, then she's subdued by the officer there. And the lawyer watches from calling for backup. Now, this is the guy that we just saw from across the courtroom. This is his camera. Let's watch it and then we'll talk about it. So this is like another 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah, we'll watch this a little bit of time and then we'll talk about it while it plays through. Here we go. This one has audio. Slow motion, please. Doesn't need to be slow motion. We get to see it enough.
I'm looking at...
Now, this is the judge. What the judge said was, this is the very end of the hearing. He said, all right, because the defense asked for 2 additional weeks. Again, they said for whatever reason, their expert can't. His report's not ready. It was supposed to be ready and submitted by this day. And we'll get to what the judge said, but it was back and forth. But at the end, the judge is like, all right, this is it. You got 2 more weeks. That's it. And the trial was supposed to start in 2 weeks. Well, 3 weeks. We'll give you till March 6th. The original trial start date was March 6th. So now what they're going to do is they're going to have the competency hearing on March 6th, the one that was supposed to happen earlier this week. So the trial has been pushed back to at least May 15th. Damn it. That makes me mad. It's going to be at least May 15th, 3 months from now before she goes to trial. But her competency hearing will be on March 6th. All right. That's what the judge is telling her now. The judge is setting the schedule for the hearing and then the trial.
The week of May 15 for the trial.
I like the judge's expression. The judge is like,
Of May 15 for the trial.
Now look at the disinterested look on the judge's face. His expression doesn't change one bit. And we'll talk about that too.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm looking
All right,
at.
watch this again here. Now, I want to point out, we'll watch this a couple of times. I want to point out a few things that I've noticed. And we'll talk about them as the floor scuffle goes on. One, the judge was completely unfazed. Two, let's see if this camera captured or if the video started too late. While she kind of does this, she kind of looks over at her lawyer a little bit. She kind of does like a side eye at her lawyer.
I'm looking at the week of May 15 for the trial.
Did you catch the little side eye there? And then she looks forward. I mean, she's looking forward, and then she does this side eye. Well, she's got this side eye going on right there now, kind of just looking sideways at her lawyer there, and then she looks ahead. So she's watching her lawyer during this.
I'm looking at.
And now she's going to look straight. Now she's looking straight ahead.
Week of May 15 for the trial.
And then we'll see her attack in a different video, but swings over to the judge, and then the attack comes. So camera guy swings the camera around, and it's already in mid-fight here. Didn't you know the safe word? Nice, that's good. All right, so this is where the scuffle is happening. Now, we'll talk about it when we show it from a different angle, the actual attack itself. But when she's on the ground, listen to what happens when she's on the ground. Got to make sure the volume is up.
Stop it. Stop.
Did you hear that? Nobody's talked about this yet. Did you hear that? Listen carefully.
Stop it. Stop it.
No, he says stop it, and she says okay.
Stop it. Stop it.
Did you hear her say okay? So the guy tells her to stop it, and she immediately says okay. And then they do this little, struggle snuggle there. I mean, it's good he's saying stop it. I mean, he clearly can overpower her, but it's her going, okay, that I found interesting. Flux, $2. Maybe she thought they were about to have sex. Oh, we'll get to that part of the video in a little bit. That's a minute or so. Well, Dragon's Treasure T says she must be wild in the sack. Well, you should ask her last boyfriend. Well, I guess you can't, because she was a little too wild and choked him out and chopped him up into pieces and used him for pleasure after he was gone. Yeah. So we've got her given kind of a side eye to her lawyer, looking forward, attacking him, and instantly the officer takes her down, and to the officer's credit, he's calm through this whole thing. He's like, stop it. And she goes, okay. And essentially gives up the struggle, except for a little bit of just what I consider to be perhaps show. So listen to the, okay. Let me pump up the volume here quite a bit. Where's the volume? I'm going to boost this up to like 600%. And you can hear go, okay.
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, so he says stop it. She says okay. Then they get involved in this like 4-minute snuggle, whatever you want to call it. Don't do meth, kids, says Wild Red. So I mean, the officer's just like dominating her. She says call for backup. Now she's gone like full on. Now it's going WWE. She's like going on full on Brazilian jiu-jitsu here, trying to wrap him up. And this is not really a struggle as far as I'm concerned.
Good, stop.
Her toes all tangled up in his
She's got your cord.
like taser cord. No, it's his walkie-talkie cord, his radio cord, I guess. So he's just going, all right, struggle. She's not really struggling all that much. And she like humps his leg here, gives some pelvic thrust. And he's like, what, dude? See, she's gone all Brazilian jiu-jitsu here. She's kind of getting in some dog squeezes. grinding on him a little bit. And he's like, oh, really? Come on.
Dude, stop. Ma'am, stop. Just stop.
And the bald twins here, they're just
You have to go out, sir.
So they've cleared the courtroom.
Clear the courtroom.
Peter, settle down.
Yep.
Calm down, Mija. Calm
Go
down.
out.
Peter, settle down. Peter, settle down.
Now, again, I want to give these officers credit for just not, just not manhandling her. I mean, they could have just crushed her, but they're like, look, you ain't doing nothing. Just calm down.
Love you.
Get your headquarters back. I'm gonna get her out of here. 205 transports. We'll need you back here ASAP for transport of that truck. Hey, there, got a pen on the ground? What do you have? Pen on the ground. She must have went off as soon as I left.
Okay, so now she's just completely immobile. All right, let's bring us up to speed a little bit here. What are we looking at? She snaps. She goes after her lawyer. There's a struggle, but during the struggle, it's like if she's what is supposed to have happened here is she's had a complete psychotic break. She's gone after her lawyer. She's gone crazy. She's mad dog, you rabid dog here. Get her. To me, I want to say I believe this is all an act on her part. I do not believe this is her actually attacking her lawyer out of anger. I mean, you want to see people attacking their lawyer videos. Search for people attacking their lawyer videos on YouTube. You can see what someone who wants to hurt their lawyer looks like when they're attacking their lawyer, the judge, the prosecutor. Yeah, there's a lot of it. And I don't even think she's mad. She doesn't even act mad. But so she's very stoked through this whole thing. And there's a thing here that tips me off completely. In my opinion, this is just her trying to do something to say, see, look, I really am crazy. I really am not competent to stand trial. See, I did something crazy in court. I went crazy. You can't let me stand trial because I'm crazy. Totally exactly what I think happened. Nothing that any expert can say will convince me otherwise. All right, let's continue here and hear what the officers say to her.
Just relax, okay?
Just relax.
You guys probably can get it, but here, just make sure they're on. You went off on your attorney, too. You went crazy.
See, an officer friendly here. See, this is the part that tells me she is making this crap up. Because she's had her break. She went crazy and she just blacked out. And because remember, she said that when she was choking out her boyfriend with the chain, she blacked out. And then when she woke up, she was still choking him and enjoyed it and thought, hey, let's continue with this. But so that's what she wants to show you again here. She blacks out and goes crazy because what she just said right there was, oh, what happened? Like she's come out of the fog again. She's come out of this blackout fog she was in. She doesn't remember attacking her lawyer. Now she's just thinking, oh, what happened? Ooh, it wasn't me. I don't remember anything. I'm just, I walked in the door and now suddenly I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know what happened. What happened? And he's like, you went crazy on your lawyer. So listen to her pretend she doesn't, and I'm going to say pretend, allegedly, that she doesn't know what's going on here.
It's probably gonna get it, but you're.
What happened?
Just relax, Taylor, okay? You guys probably gonna get it, but your video, just make sure they're on.
Yeah, what happened?
Going off on your attorney, Taylor. Going crazy on your attorney. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You okay?
Are you able to
You're
sit
gonna
up?
stay here for a minute, all right? Are you able to sit up, Taylor? She can, man. She's gonna stay here.
See, now she's perfectly lucid. They're going to go and they're going to do a bunch of checks on her. She's gonna be, oh, yeah. Everything's cool. I'm great. Everything's cool. No problem. Like, oh, I don't know what happened. I was in a blackout, but now everything's cool.
Relax. Let you rest. Yeah, what the fuck did he need? No idea. Okay, cameras. I'm sorry. Cameras.
I asked Quinn if he needed medical.
Taylor?
Yes.
Was he injured? You okay?
She went to him.
Okay. But he's okay?
He's okay.
I'm
I
gonna have you
asked
sit
him.
up against the door. Okay, we're gonna help you. Okay? So
Um,
get your feet underneath you. Turn towards me.
they can't open it.
Just a little bit. No, that's okay. We'll use it.
I have this
All right,
whole
1, 2,
area
3.
cleared.
She tried. It wasn't convincing.
Use your feet and just push back. There you go. There you go. Perfect. One more good one. You're good. All right.
See, she's complying with orders. She answers the questions here.
Just relax. Are you hurt?
No.
You hurt anywhere? Your wrist?
No.
I see you got some bruising.
No.
Any tingling in your fingers or feet or neck? Okay. Your vision okay? All right.
Down into the.
Where do you want her to do it? Go to the second floor, holding?
Is first covered or?
Well, we're gonna prelim. Okay.
See, she's just like staring blankly at the floor, like, oh, I'm out of it.
Is they bringing 7 in? Yeah, let's just go to second. Billy, can you walk?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can you get your shoes on?
Perfectly fine. I've recovered from my blackout attacking my
205 monitor. We're moving to second.
my lawyer. See, now she does have a limited range of motion here, which is going to kind of come into play the next angle we look at. She's handcuffed, and then she's also, the handcuffs are affixed to the ring in front of her. So she does have a limited range of
205
motion.
monitor. We're moving to second floor hold.
See, so she can't move all that much. All right. Then they march her out and other people go out of the courtroom. That's the long of it. That's the long version. Let's catch up here on some of the chats, and then we'll watch it from a couple more angles here. Lady Magdala says, totally planned, had to be with the lawyer's reaction. No, the lawyer had nothing to do with this. Nothing will convince me her lawyer had anything to do with this. Why? Because if it comes out he staged this, his law license is gone. And she's not worth risking his law license over. Now, the lawyer had nothing to do with this. Unless he comes out and says, yes, I masterminded this whole thing, nothing will ever convince me the lawyer had anything to do with it. Because again, if he orchestrated this, his law license is more than gone. He might be up on criminal charges. She's not worth it. But I do think it was planned. I think she planned it. Like I said, she wants to show, oh, see, look, I can't stand trial. I'm crazy. I blacked out and I attacked my lawyer. But the way she recovered, again, we'll talk just a little bit more about that in just a little bit. Wild Red, thank you so much. It says, don't do meth, kids. Yeah, don't do meth. And especially don't do meth, marijuana, and trazepam at the same time. That's an especially bad no. Don't do that. Petey Warren, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Well, $9.99 super chat. Jeff, my man, I can only imagine how quickly you would have put her on the ground. That whole "you going to jail" meme style. Hey, getting a snuggle. How many people can say they got in a snuggle struggle with her and survived to tell the story? I've really come to appreciate you. So thanks for the awesome content, man. Well, thank you, Petey Warren, and thank you so much for that super chat. Now that I think about it, probably a lot of people could say they did it and survived. And by the way, I don't know if you knew this. She's married, by the way. She's married and she had her boyfriend. I don't know if her Facebook is still active. It used to be. That was kind of fun to look at. The Dragon's Treasure says, finally. I wish I could say it in his like multi-state, multicultural accent that the Dragon's Treasure has. Finally, a challenge in bed for T-Man. I shall mount and tame this beast. She won't break like the others. Sorry about that, T-Man. That's the best Bulgarian, northeastern, northern, Midwest, Texas accent I can pull. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, she's married. Yeah. And has a young child too. Her husband, Michelle, that's who she's married to. Yeah, and she has a very young baby. I heard her baby was like 2 years old or something at this time. I mean, really, really young baby. The husband probably really, really far away. Hopefully. What? All righty. Yeah, so let's go on to the next one. And we'll talk more about why I think this is just a big setup. New video shows her calm. Let's watch a little bit of this news article here.
In the news tonight, after an attack in a Brown County courtroom, 2 sheriff's deputies.
I like these guys. These are a good anchor team. They make a good couple.
Will always be in court with a woman accused of killing and dismembering a Green Bay man.
Brittany Smith was in court yesterday to witness that attack and brings us new video from a courtroom camera as changes are being made in this case.
Okay,
In an instant, a courtroom.
that's what we
shock.
saw.
Now,
Okay, this is the court security camera. The angle we saw was
dismembering a Green Bay man.
Brittany Smith was in court yesterday to witness that attack and brings us new video from a courtroom camera as changes are being made in this case.
hurry up.
in
Get through
an
that.
instant, a courtroom shock.
All right. That video we just watched came from this guy's camera here as he shot through. Now, this is the court security camera. And I mean, they get in their little scuffle here. But there are 0 F's given by anyone in this courtroom. These folks have seen some shit. Nobody moves. Nobody moves while this is going on. They're like, whatever. Yeah. We had one chat here I wanted to address. Wouter Van Putten says, did you see the Dr. Grande analysis of this? It's always informative. Now, 2 things. I was the only person on the entire freaking YouTube internet platform that was talking about Taylor Schabusiness until this stupid hearing. Now everybody's all over it. It used to be really hard. I mean, it was a struggle to find out what happened at these hearings, the status hearings and these other competency hearings. You have to wait 2 or 3 days for one little story from some obscure news site in Wisconsin to put out a little tiny blurb on what happened. Now everybody's all over it. I watched about 30 seconds of the Dr. Grande analysis. My problem with Dr. Grande is it just sounds like he wants to put me to sleep while he's doing his videos. She murdered her entire family and she chopped up her boyfriend, and well, that's not a good thing. You might not want to do that. But let's look at what it's like. What kind of person would chop you up into lots of little pieces and distribute your body throughout the house? I'm sorry. His delivery just lulls me off to sleep. Exactly. I started this. Damn it. Trust me, it was never a cash cow. It's still not a cash cow. Hint, hint, hint. No. It was never a cash cow. What is? She calls this foreplay. This is just me, Nicole. And I wish I was drunk. Hey, Jeff. Hey, chat. How are we? Hope all is well. We're doing great. We're just getting down with your business. Thank you so much for them there super chats. All right, let's get back to the news story. We'll watch this. I know you're all going to watch her reaction, but you saw her reaction. Nothing big here. She stands up and sort of lumbers slowly over at the guy. But I just like to look at these guys. Nobody has any type of reaction at all. Annie L says his Dahmer video is hysterical. I'll give it a try.
Now, a new look at this moment.
They just like to look up and go,
Sheriff's
all right.
Office releases video to us from a courtroom camera.
And they go back to their phone.
Inside Brown County Judge Thomas Walsh's courtroom. This camera shows 25-year-old Taylor Schabusiness motionless, wearing a belt restraint that her handcuffs are attached to. These are the moments before she attacked her own defense attorney, Quinn Jolly. Her lawyer next to her is silent. The deputy just a few feet away.
Well, he was silent because the judge was talking. It's not like he was just sitting there wasting time.
As Shabusiness leads with her elbow lunging toward Jolly.
I wouldn't call that a lunge per se. I would just say sort of like a quick shamble. And just like, meh.
He reacts quickly, defending himself. Within seconds, the deputy has Shabusiness on the ground, contained.
Ground. Shabusiness on the ground. Shabusiness on the ground. Looking like a fool with Shabusiness on the ground. Jeremiah Hutchins, she has a kid. That kid's umbilical cord was a crazy straw. Okay.
Never losing contact with her as she fights and kicks.
Clear the courtroom.
Oh yes, his lawyer is definitely his lawyer is definitely a public defender. He's a public defender. He's appointed by the court.
Everyone is told to leave the courtroom as more deputies rush in to help.
They need a code 3 and branch 223 is on his way. Wrestling with your business.
Captain Joni left.
All right, that's it. We've got to make a quick change here. Hang on. Can I do this from here? And I guess I have to do it from over here. We are now changing what to Shabusiness to wrestling with Shabusiness. There. Now we're wrestling with Shabusiness. I just like that. I like how they're just calling it wrestling with Shabusiness. Like they all expected it.
We're losing contact with her as she fights and kicks.
Clear the courtroom.
Everyone is told to leave the courtroom as more deputies rush in to help.
They need a code 3 and branch 223 is on his way. Wrestling with your business.
Captain Joni Lemons with Brown County Sheriff's Office tells Action 2 News the deputies responded as trained and as expected to ensure the safety of everyone in the courtroom.
And remember, if you listen to the videos, like, sir, you have to get out of here. You have to get out of the courtroom. That was this guy. This guy's like, I want to see what's going on over there. that broad done got tackled. He wants to look out, and then he gets chased out of the courtroom.
Even checking on Shabusiness.
Are you hurt?
No.
You hurt anywhere? Your wrist?
No.
Let's see, you got some bruising.
No.
Any tingling in your fingers or feet or neck? Okay.
Why don't we?
Your vision okay?
Once under control, Shabusiness is escorted out of the courtroom. Unfazed, she motions to a family member, then hauled away by 3 armed deputies.
She's chomped
Minutes
out
after
in prison.
the attack,
Jolly
okay to continue the hearing, tells the judge of his intentions.
Yeah, so here's Nayland says, does the lawyer get to withdraw from her case over this?
In this murder and dismemberment case.
I'm going to put a motion in to withdraw from this matter.
That's your answer.
Because of the attack, Brown County Lieutenant Kevin Pollock says Shabusiness will now be escorted by at least 2 deputies every time she's in court. According to court records, Judge Walsh will decide on Jolly's motion to withdraw from the case during her next court hearing. I did reach out to the Wisconsin Public Defender's Office here in Green Bay to see what would happen if Judge Walsh does allow Attorney Jolly to withdraw from the case, and they told me they could not comment at this time.
Well, They can't comment, so I'll comment for you. All right. The question was, does the lawyer get to withdraw from her case over this? Well, he said he's going to put in his motion to withdraw. If we'll assume he's done that already or very shortly will. When that goes in, the judge has one of two possible options. Obviously, say, okay, yeah, you got attacked. This sucks. We're letting you off. The other option is to say, gee, sorry, we're too close to trial. You've got to stick with it. The judge can actually tell the lawyer it's too late to withdraw. What happens if they let him withdraw is this trial gets delayed by a huge amount of time, probably, because they're going to have to go through the process of appointing a new public defender. That public defender is going to have to go through all of the evidence, thousands and thousands of pages of documents and whatnot, and he's going to have to make a whole new preparation for trial. So I think that if they do allow him to change his lawyer, it allows her to change her lawyer, allows the public defender to back out of the trial. This thing probably won't go to trial until fall. But the judge can still say, all right, you can leave, but the next guy's got to be ready to go in 3 months. I can't see that being particularly likely, just anecdotally speaking, but that's a possibility. And ordinarily this would get you a new lawyer. You know, we've got one case we're working on now where she's going through like lawyer number 7. But I mean, ordinarily they would be allowed to leave, but this judge is really, really upset about how slowly this is going. And he just may say, no, I don't want this trial to be delayed any longer. You have to be her lawyer. So we'll have to see. On March 6th, we'll find out the answer to that. The judge will decide whether or not he's going to let the public defender withdraw. John Gordon, hey, what's going on in there? None Shabusiness. Exactly. Mind your own Shabusiness. John, you super chatted that twice. Did you mean to do that? If you didn't, thanks for the $4. Well, you sent it twice, so we'll put the other one up too. There's your first one. Thanks. Did we get all this? Oh, and Shizzy Wiznut, member for 1 month of the Clean and Sober crew, says, good morning, Jeff. I am only clean and sober until this evening. Thanks for the content. Now, chat, hit that like. That's some good advice. Me, I'm still dead cold sober. I haven't had a drink of alcohol this entire week. It's been exactly 1 week since I've had a drink of alcohol. Since I got my huge stomach flu last like Sunday night, Monday, I just kind of look at alcohol and go, ugh. But that might change here in the next couple of hours. But I still just don't feel like it. And we've got John Gordon. Oh, no. Okay, you get 3 for 2. How's that? You got 3 for the price of 2. What I meant to do was click on Mortimer Duke. There's no Shabusiness like show. Shabusiness like no Shabusiness I know. All right. Thank you for that. That's our show tune for the day. On with the next story. Like I said, we're doing this in reverse. Oh, okay. Well, Eva Torres says, oh yeah, how are you feeling? No, I was feeling perfect like Tuesday. I just have no desire to put any of that in my stomach right now. Just, yeah. I mean, I feel perfectly fine. But what I've been doing, and as I mentioned on Tuesday, I've been drinking an absolute ton of Dragon's Treasure tea. This is Dragon's Treasure not Princess Peach. That would get him sued. This is Peach Princess Oolong Tea. Dragon's Treasure, a haven for anime and tea lovers. He's got up to like 60 teas every month. Loose leaf teas, pre-bagged teas, different amounts, different sizes. Yeah, good stuff. And this Peach Princess Oolong is made from oolong tea, natural peach flavors, apple pieces, marigold flowers, and peach pieces. Just drop like 1 teaspoon into your infuser or whatever you have. boiling water, 3 minutes, and you have this amazing tea, this peach tea with just like vapors of marigold flowers in them. It's so amazing. This is what I've been drinking today. So go to thedragonstreasure.com, thedragonstreasure.com, thedragonstreasure.com. Order your tea today. And while you're doing it, make sure you use code word VICES and get 10% off. And if you use the VICES and get 10% off, I get 5% of that 10%. So it's a kickback for me, which I use to buy more tea. So you buying tea helps me buy tea. So let's all buy tea together. All right, that was my weird little grift, and we're 45 minutes in. So let's do the like and subscribe poll. So make sure you're subscribed. If you're a new viewer, we've got 900 people. Or when did we start at like 140? When did 900 of you show up? Oh my God, welcome everybody. I was just talking like we're still in the little local group that like the diehards, but some of you may not be subscribed. This is what we do. I've been covering Shabusiness since day freaking one. And I'm going to stick through it. I know like Nick Ricada, I know he's going to be streaming the Taylor Shabusiness thing, but Legal Mindset, Andrew and I, we are going to be streaming this because I don't care. I am streaming this and I urge you to be here with me and not watch anyone else stream this trial because this is my trial. God damn it. I've been here since day one. I love this trial. I would not miss this for a minute. It's crazy. It's my kind of thing. And this is what we do. We're going to be doing another trial. We're going to give a new trial, a secret trial, a few weeks from now, a little bit of a try to see if it's a good trial to watch. So we're going to be doing this. Thursdays, we do O.J. Simpson. Monday, we talk about maritime shipping disasters, and we just talk about everything else on other days. We're going to be doing a little bit of Murdoch trial here in the run-up to the Murdoch trial as soon as we wrap up the Taylor Shabusiness story. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you do hit the like button and you make sure you're subscribed, go over here and take our poll. Today's poll is, did you smash the like button and make sure you're subscribed? Of course, I'm not Shabusiness crazy, which is currently leading with 55%. In second place with 33% of the vote is, I stabbed it like Taylor on a date. And in last place with only 12% of the vote, no, I didn't. Just kidding. Yes, I'm crazy like Tay. I'm cray like Tay. Cray like Tay. So that's the thing. I think she is faking this. She's faking this out, Bert. This was a half-hearted attempt. When this next video, this last piece we watch her. She doesn't even go. I mean, it doesn't matter that she's handcuffed and her handcuffs are chained to the ring in front of her. You want to take out your lawyer. You got teeth. You can headbutt him. You can still dive at him. You can grab him and haul his fat ass off the chair. You can do anything. You can do a lot of damage if you want to that lawyer, because it's going to take the guards and the bailiffs a little bit of a time to relax. To react, not relax. So there you Flux. Shame on you. But there were so many ways she could have at least made it seem like she wanted to hurt him, but she kind of comes in with like a weak elbow with it that I think would have missed him if he wouldn't have put up his hand as like a defensive thing. So she kind of half-asses this attack. And immediately when she gets thrown on the ground, the guy's like, stop it. He said, okay. And then they do a little snuggle struggle on the ground for a bit. She humps his leg for a little bit. And then he pushes him up against the wall. And she's like, what happened? Oh, I've come out of my fog. Oh, what happened? And like, you went crazy on your lawyer. See, this is all so that she thinks this is going to influence the judge to find that she is incompetent to stand trial. I don't even think. I'm virtually certain that whole thing was an act to try to make herself look crazy, to make herself look like she's incompetent to stand trial. That's my story. Flux stirring up problems, saying Jeff wants you to take his poll. That's not how you spell the poll I'm talking about, Flux. Plus, you're not interested in it anyway, so what do you know? Speaking of Flux, we were supposed to be doing our unexplained stream. We were going to be talking about the balloons that have been flying all over the place, getting shot down. That was going to lead into a discussion about UFOs and extraterrestrials and train crashes and things like that. But we're not going to be able to do that about 12 hours from now because Flux forgot a very, 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 very important event in her life. So there we go. See how nice I am? I'm not even going to tell them you forgot your wife's birthday. I won't even tell them that. So yeah, Flux realized she had an appointment. So she had some things to take care of. So yeah, we won't be doing that. All right, let's get on with the final news story. This is Taylor Shabusinesses' attorney asks to be dismissed after the attack.
Begin tonight with that startling attack in a Brown County courtroom. It was caught on.
Was it startling though? Was it really startling?
On tape today. Green Bay murder suspect Taylor Schabusiness attacked her own defense attorney today. Now her lawyer is asking to be removed from this case.
25-year-old is charged with the murder and dismemberment of Shad Theory last February. Our Brittany Schmidt witnessed the attack. And
doesn't this guy look like he's like an organized crime guy that's been sent to Wisconsin in the witness protection program or something?
Tells us what happened in court before the attack.
Turn of the head as Brown County Judge Thomas Walsh delays her murder trial. Taylor Schabusiness lunges at her defense attorney.
See, look, I mean, that wasn't even. Watch how lame that was.
Shad Theory
this is the other view where you can see the attack come
witnessed
down.
The attack and tells us what happened in court before the attack.
Turn of the head as
see the end. She's got that little. She turns the head. She gives it a little side eye. She looks ahead and she makes this half-assed lunge. It wasn't even a lunge. It was like a stand up and like kind of a quick
Brown
shamble.
County Judge Thomas Walsh delayed.
And he doesn't even care. He's like, yeah. And you'll see why he has this expression on his face. At the end of this, they're gonna go back and they're gonna show the discussion, the dialogue that led up to this. The judge is pissed at the defense lawyer.
Her murder trial. Taylor.
All right, so she gets up and she's just kind of leans towards him gently, you know. So yeah, and he's just like, whatevs.
Lunges at her defense attorney. Quinn Jolly able to hold her off as the deputy quickly subdues her, fighting and kicking.
Rachel, call.
Backup quickly on the way.
They need code 3 and branch 223 is on his way.
Wrestling with your business.
The courtroom is
like a
cleared
wrestling
for
with your
safety
business.
reasons as more deputies run in to help.
You went off on your attorney, Taylor. You went crazy on your attorney.
I don't think she went crazy. I think she acted.
After Shabusiness is escorted out of the courtroom on her own 2 feet,
Taylor, can you walk?
Oh, yeah.
Jolly tells the judge of his intentions in this case.
At this point, I'm going to put a motion in to withdraw from this matter.
The attack happened roughly 10 minutes into what was supposed to be another.
All right, here's what led up to it. This is the judge being pissed. He was pissed the last 2 hearings because the defense lawyer he was stalling, basically. He was stalling. He wasn't getting this evaluation report in. Her final evaluation on whether or not she is fit to stand trial. And he's pissed.
The judge expected to hear expert testimony Tuesday, but the defense asked for more time to file a report, saying one of the experts wasn't available.
And it makes me wonder whether there was ever an intent to get him here.
See, this is the judge calling him out on bullshit. This is the part of I like. I mean, screw that stupid half-assed attempt to make people think you're crazy. That fooled probably nobody. I'm sure there's not a single person that watches and went, oh my Lord, she's out of her damn mind. There's no way she can stand trial. I don't think anybody gave a shit about that. This is the stuff that interests me, is the judge like, look, you didn't even plan to bring that expert in here. You're just stalling this thing.
Quite frankly, it seems as if this has laid out the process of simply getting an adjournment of the trial. And I got to believe you didn't find out just yesterday when I did. When my staff contacted your office wondering why the report wasn't in, that this report wasn't coming in on the 10th. And that's kind of disturbing.
Despite the attack, Judge Walsh did reschedule Shabusinesses' competency hearing for March 6th.
March 6th is when it's going to happen. Yeah, so even the judge was pissed. So the lawyer has made his motion. If he hasn't filed it yet, he will very, very soon. His motion to withdraw from representing her, to get out of the case because he was attacked. Like ordinarily, the judge would grant it. See, Lady Magdala, that's what I'm thinking. This judge could be so pissed that his schedule has been screwed up. This is the third time it's being rescheduled for trial. He could be that pissed off and go, look, bro, you're just, this is trying to delay it even further. I get you want out, but this is another tactic to delay this. I didn't say anything to you, Bixby. Shut up. All right. This could, he could very well be so pissed that he's like, hey, I don't care. You're delaying this. You're going to stick with it to the end. We're right next to trial. It's too late to get someone else because if we get a new lawyer in, it's going to be fall or maybe even winter before we get to trial because the new lawyer has to be appointed. We got to get everything refiled. They've got to go through it. They've got to develop the case. They've got to prepare a new case. Sorry, pal. The judge very well could do this. Like I literally, if this was a normal case and this was the first time there was a delay or something, and if it seemed like a really honest to God attack on the lawyer, no question the judge would let the lawyer out of it. But I honestly have no idea how this is going to go. I can see it going just either way. I really can. So we're going to have to maybe she'll go pro se. Oh Lord, I hope not. That would be the worst. Yeah, so it could go either way. We're just going to have to wait till March 6th to find out, honestly. I don't know. But I don't think there was real at all. I don't think the judge was swayed. I don't think anybody else that saw it was swayed. I think it hurt her more than it helped her. I know she wanted to do that, so she thought it was a great idea to make people think she's too crazy to stand trial. But I think it hurt her because you don't have a psychotic break and then just suddenly go, oh, I'm better. What happened? That doesn't happen when you have a psychotic break like that. And she was back to herself as quick as she hit the floor. Officer Beef there, Officer Grimace, he just like brings her down on the ground and says, stop it. She's like, okay. She's not coming out of she's not going to like snap, go, and then like literally in the space of 15 seconds, have a psychotic break and then be back to rationality. And then, they're pulling her up against the wall and whatnot. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I can, what happened? Oh, I don't remember what happened. And that was a bad acting job. It really was. So, whatever. I don't think she's going to be found competent. Why do I think she's going to be found competent to stand trial? Because the previous 3 evaluators, one of which was appointed and paid for by the defense, all 3 of them have said she's competent to stand trial. So why should number 4 be any different? And if she was that easily found to be competent, that report would have been in that fast. I think they're trying to find a way to convince the examiner to find her not fit, because there's no reason it should take this many months. Anyway, that's it. The next thing that's going to happen is March 6th is going to roll around, and we're going to see what there is to see. He's going to be there. He's not. And the judge is going to decide if she's competent to stand trial, if she is, and if the lawyer sticks with it, the trial should start May 15th. If a new lawyer is appointed, the trial could still go forward on May 19th, but the likelihood is somewhat small. And I'm going to sneeze here. Hang on. Oh, I hate this feeling like where you're going to sneeze, but you can't, but you have to, but you can't. Okay, I guess I'm not sneezing. The judge is fucked after that video. Why? The judge isn't fucked. He was unfazed. The lawyer has asked to recuse himself. Now the judge has to decide, does he let him withdraw? Because the lawyer can't just go, I quit. The lawyer has to get the court's permission to quit. And on March 6th, the judge is going to decide whether or not to give him the permission to quit. Well, that's the end of the Schabusiness stuff until March 6th. Now we've got about 30 minutes to kill before somebody, I assume Nick is streaming the Murdoch trial today. But can't she argue she won't get a fair defense? Nah, not really. Yeah. Keep the lawyer. The lawyer had nothing to do with the stunt. I mean, clearly the lawyer had nothing to do with it because he'd lose his job and possibly get charged if he orchestrated this. And it's not worth it. So, yeah. To kill this last 30 minutes, I expected that only to go 30 minutes, but it went an hour because I just talk way too damn much. The last 30 minutes, I want to look at a bit of the trial that happened yesterday. I wanted to do the trial from a bit of the trial from 2 days ago, where the lead investigator got on the stand and admitted basically that he lied twice to the grand jury in order to get them to charge him, to charge Murdoch. Yeah, he basically lied to the grand jury twice, which if the jury latches onto that, it's a doomed case. That guy was just savaged by Dick Harpootlian. He wasn't cross-examined by Harpootlian. He was by Griffin. Griffin savaged him badly. But then yesterday came around and we had this crime scene reconstruction guy. This guy was awful. This guy was, it's like, it just seemed like he was making stuff up, just like making things up out of whole cloth. He may be correct in what he was saying, but he was the most unconvincing expert I think I have ever seen in my entire life. He was painting these pictures with all but he was just an idiot. The things he said made no sense, and Dick Harpootlian just trashed him on cross-examination. And so I want to, just until the trial starts, until Nick fires up his grill and starts the trial, I want to watch a little bit of the cross-examination of this crime scene guy from yesterday, because it was just really, really bad. I mean, to the point where you just like, the jury, I don't know if the jury was, but the audience was laughing audibly at the expert witness. That's how bad he was. There was 2 or 3 times the entire gallery was laughing at the guy. Flux, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, you betrayed me. I told him I wasn't going to tell them. I didn't tell them. I told them I wasn't going to tell them. Legendary Racing, thank you so much for the super chat. $5. If she's done it in jail, crazy. If this was the only time, intentional. Legendary Racing, bring it again with $2 more. Put a deputy buffer dressed as lawyer in between. Deputy buffer. You saw how weak that attack was. Chosen one says Drew Carey, attorney at law. He kind of did look like Drew Carey from the far angle. Isn't that the lawyer who didn't want to represent her? At the beginning, she had 2 lawyers, the public defender and then a private lawyer, and they were arguing over who got to represent her. The appointed lawyer, this guy, he wanted to represent her. The other one, the private lawyer, he was a female lawyer. She didn't want it. Well, they both wanted him, and then they kind of got a little bit crazy in the discussion. And finally, the woman lawyer said, "All right, you want her? Take her. I'm done. I won't fight you on this. She's all yours." And she walked. All righty. Let's look at Dick Harpootlian, a.k.a. Dick Poon for short. And we'll watch this here for 25 minutes or so until Nick fires up his particular grill. This is the genius here. This guy, he's just like total Sling Blade. It's like Sling Blade 2. I don't know what he was one of these things. He's an expert in everything: tire prints, firearms, angles, patterns, crime scene. And he's a professor, for God's sake. Listen to this guy. Is he an expert? Is he a professor? He's a PhD. So he's doctor. He was a police officer. So, he's a master of everything, according to him. I don't know exactly what he's a real expert in, but one thing he's not an expert in: haircuts. That's for sure. All right, let's watch Dick Harpootlian dismantle him here for 25 minutes. Then we'll flip over to Nick. Bring it on, Poon. I like how Harpootlian's like, I don't need no stinking technology. I got a big piece of paper and a magic marker. Emmy says the gallery shouldn't be allowed to laugh or show emotion. It was just spontaneous laughter because he was that big of a buffoon.
So do I call you doctor or deputy or chief or what?
I haven't been a deputy in about 25 years, Mr. Harpootlian, but I'll answer to whatever you call me, sir.
See, I like that. That was just a dig at all this expertise. Sorry, I spoke over a joke.
Me, sir.
You may regret that. So, when did you start in law enforcement?
Around 93.
Okay. And you were in Orangeburg?
Yes, sir.
You know, back then, I was a solicitor in the Fifth Circuit. I was the prosecutor there. Do you remember that?
I've testified for you a couple times, Mr. Harpootlian.
I thought you looked familiar.
See, now he's testified for him, so he knows that he's about to get an ass.
I don't know if we're going to have much dispute today, but I'm going to try to understand a couple of things, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, he knows he's getting an ass.
So, let's understand the wound to Paul, the two wounds to Paul. And as I understand it, you were saying that he was standing how far back when he got shot to strike that?
This is
For
cross-examination.
his bloody footprints to be there, those footprints had to be made after he had the shot in the chest, correct?
That is correct, yes, sir.
And so how far back in the room were those footprints?
The footprints are approximately, because I have no way, once everything was pressure washed and cleaned out, but looking at the actual crime scene photographs and then taking my own measurements, the placard, the yellow placard that's in the photographs is approximately at 5 foot. And he was on the other side of, so he was occupying that 6 foot area.
And there were no scales in any of those pictures, were there?
There were not, no, sir.
Let me just talk about this generally before we get to that. You teach a course on crime scene processing?
Yes, sir.
You teach a course on how one should photograph a crime scene.
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to try to oversimplify this. There's basically 2 or 3 things that you want on any crime scene photo. The first is a scale, correct?
Well, there's 3 types of photos. One of those includes a scale. Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, obviously you don't have a scale. It's a long shot out, like from outside the feed room in. But for something like bloody footprints, you would want a scale.
I would, yes, sir.
And you'd want multiple lighting sources so that it's well lit.
Well, if you operate the camera correctly, you have your light source. Okay. And that's why you do it from 90 degrees over perpendicular to the footprint.
Whoa, we just had a little earthquake here. That was kind of cool. They had a little shake going on there. That was kind of cool. All right. Sorry, that was just kind of weird. Just wanted to make a note of that. Just had a little bit of a tiny earthquake there. Cool.
Print, because you can hit all the angles and then choose the best exposure that takes those shadows out.
So if you do 90, do you recommend taking more than one shot?
Yes, sir. Typically.
I mean, at different perspectives of the same item?
Oh,
yes, sir.
Okay.
For those of you that care, it was a 4.3 earthquake off of Fukuoka in Japan, and we're about a 45-minute plane flight from Fukuoka, so we're just kind of neighbors. So yeah, we just kind of felt that little. I mean, it was just a little tiny ooh. Like, if you hadn't been paying attention, that's kind of cool. Anyway, yep, just had a little earthquake. That was kind of fun. It says it was 4.3 off of Fukuoka, Japan. Okay.
Okay, so you recommend multiple shots, including one. Got to have 190 degree.
If for comparison evidence, you do. Yes,
right.
Sir.
And in the sense of the shoes, the shoe prints you think you saw, they were definitely Paul's shoes. You did that comparison.
Just like with the tire tread, they share class characteristics with Paul's shoes.
Were those shoes facing towards the front or the back of the baby?
When they were made, it appears they were going toward the door.
Right.
But it would be hard for me to tell you without some kind of mark on that pavement to be able to orient them.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Without a mark on the pavement or some type of landmark, it would be hard for me to orient them from the photograph.
Okay.
So he took the
Again,
photographs
if you'd had
and
a
he can't even
scale
tell you
or
how things
multiple
are
pictures
arranged
of
in
that
the
one
picture.
shot. I mean,
He took the picture.
straight down and multiple pictures. You could have done a little bit more in terms of that, could you not?
An examiner possibly could have, yes, sir.
And the trail of blood leads towards the front door, right?
It does.
And how long was that trail?
Well, if he was in the 6 foot and you got 4 past him, at least 5 foot from where he starts dripping blood, then he steps in it and then he makes his way to the door.
So you think he was a foot and a half inside the door when he got shot with the second shot?
Well, his feet were inside the door, but his shoulder and his head was slightly outside the door.
Leaning forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first shot, as I understand it, hit his shoulder.
The second shot is the one that hit the shoulder.
No. I'm talking about, let's talk about
the fatal one.
The fatal one.
Yes, sir.
It hits his shoulder.
Yes, sir.
So
yeah, you're right. The pictures are the evidence pics, but he has other pictures he introduced during the direct examination that he took and then doctored with. I mean, he says he sharpened the images. He added directional cones. Directional funnels. He introduced a bunch of pictures that he's just flat out admits he doctored in dramatic ways. He's a bad witness.
So based on, now you met with Dr. Reamer, the pathologist.
I did.
And she showed you her photos. Y'all talk about her photos?
I offered to go over the photos with Dr. Reamer, and she told me that she had limited crime
in a
scene
picture. Yeah.
Experience, and that I'd have to determine that she looked at the wounds and she makes her determinations, and that wasn't really her forte.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
literally he put fake legs in a picture.
But she said shot in the shoulder. I'm talking about the fatal shot.
The path, yes, sir.
Into the neck, out the top of the head.
That is correct.
Okay, so, and how, you said you had some difficulty in determining Paul's height.
Well, the DMV record, the printout showed 5'6", and the autopsy information showed 5'9", and I know a young man like that will hit a growth spurt. That's not my area. But
would you consider Dr. Reamer's measurement probably more?
Oh God! See, we're not going to get through. We're not even going to get any of the good parts because there's only about 15 minutes left. But do you hear what he's saying? He is a doctor, a professor, an expert in crime scene recreation, and it's like, you don't know how tall Paul was. His scientific method for determining the height of the victim, Paul Murdoch, was to say, well, his driver's license said he was 5'6". The pathologist said he was 5'9", so I just kind of took the average. And he's like, well, why did you? Because, it said 5'6", but he could have a growth spurt. He was 22 years old. You don't have a growth spurt when you're 22 years old. This guy is so bad. I really, probably over the weekend, I just want to give this guy a whole show, just a chill stream, which will increase my blood pressure and end up not being a chill stream. But this guy is so bad.
Accurate than what he told the DMV.
Or he could have grown since he registered with the DMV. Yes, sir.
So why wouldn't we just use 5'9"?
So,
I mean, is that fair?
Well, but then he's got damage to the top of his head. So I asked myself, how could Dr. Reamer get it exactly right when the top portion of his head's gone? So I had to guesstimate, and I figured the best way to do it is split the two.
And the two were, so you had him at what height?
DMV showed 5'6" on the printout, and Dr. Reamer showed 5'9". So I figured somewhere around 5'7.5" to 5'8".
So 5'7.5".
And then you take the foot from there to the actual wound.
Right. I guess. So where the wound occurs, the initial I guess it's his shoulder.
Yes, sir.
How high was that?
That was approximately 4'7".
4'7".
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just give me a second here.
And see, the interesting thing is Paul, Alec is tall. He's like 6 feet. It varies between 5'11", 6 feet, 6'1". His height is somewhere around there. So we'll just say 6 feet because it's in the middle of the two. So he's tall, but our Pootley in here, Dick Poon, he's just wanting to make Paul as short as possible because that screws around with this guy's math.
Tractor in 50 years. I've done it twice this week.
Yeah, and this guy, I'm not even in the business, but I know there are lasers that will measure distances and height. This dude literally used a protractor and a yardstick to conduct his measurements in 2023. He used a protractor and a yardstick. Oh, God.
So let's do, if you step down here for just a minute, please.
And so the shorter.
Oh, you walk around with one?
Yes, sir.
This guy walks around with a protractor.
Really, really sad. So why don't you take this for me, and I'm going to hold the I'll hold the bottom and put a dot on here at 4, wherever the shoulder, the height of the shoulder. Okay, I'm going to take it straight. Want to put the pen there? Okay, and we can, okay. Let me just get it up here to 4. Let me do this. I think you can do this with one. 4 foot, 6. 4 foot. We're saying 4'7".
Yes, sir.
You don't have a lock there? No. Okay, so that's 4'7", right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go straight up.
Yeah, right. This guy cannot pronounce a one-syllable word. Glass is
That was
Galilean.
been the height of the.
Glass has 3 syllables.
That's the
to
height,
this witness.
approximate height of the shoulder, depending on how far he's different.
You think it's lower?
Could be.
See, Dick Poon wants him to be shorter because the shorter Paul is, the greater that the weirder the angle you have to hold the shotgun at. And so he's like, "Oh, you want me to go lower? You want me to go lower than this? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we'll go lower."
Yes, sir. Like I said, when you've got a wound to that side, I would expect him to be favoring that shoulder.
Okay, so what's your opinion of how, I mean, you're the professional, I'm just holding it.
Well, looking at the defects on this side of the door,
Yeah.
and it's several of them there, even though they've been pressure washed. If I run a string back in the area of 4'7", somewhere in the middle, gave me 135-degree angle. That's give or take 5 or 6 degrees.
And that's what Dr. Reamer said in her report, 135 degrees.
I don't know if she said that.
The angle of the shot was 135 degrees.
Undo that. Thanks. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be back.
But that's not absolute. Like I said, a lot of variables could change that a couple of degrees one way or the other.
Couple of degrees. Okay, here we go. Make sure I have the right. There we go. So. What's in here?
And this is just too much fun to speed
While I'm
up.
looking for this, was there any evidence of stippling, soot, powder, burn, anything? Is soot the same thing as a powder burn?
Soot is about brought up, yes, sir.
Okay. Around it.
But soot can wipe off. The powder burn, the stippling doesn't easily wipe off. It's actually tattooed.
And that would indicate a pretty close shot.
Yes, sir, it would.
And you would agree, Dr. Reamer said there was no evidence of any of that, any stippling, anything to indicate it was a close-in shot.
That is accurate.
And she testified, I don't know if you saw her, did you see her testify?
A little bit of it.
Okay. She testified that the muzzle of the gun, the weapon, the shotgun, would have had to have been at least 3 feet away, perhaps 4, but at least 3 feet away. Is that consistent with your experience?
I don't know if that's consistent with my experience. I'm not trying.
Now, here he's throwing the pathologist under the bus. She said that the barrel of the end of the barrel would have had to have been at least 3 feet away because there was no soot marks on the body. So it had to be at least 3 feet away. And you see where this is going? It's a 135-degree angle. He's 5'6", 5'8"-ish. Plus, you got to take off the amount from the top of his head to the shoulder where the bullet went in. So you're down around 4'6" now. And then from 4'6", you have to continue down at that angle another 3 feet. So now the barrel of the gun, according to this guy, is supposed to be about 2 feet off the ground. So, and I think he kind of got this idea that, oh my God, if I put the gun there, there's no way. So now he's saying, well, she said it was 3 feet away, but I don't think it was that far. I think it was only 2 feet. So essentially, using this guy's math, the butt of the rifle, the butt of the shotgun was in the mud. The only person that could have killed Paul using this guy's theory is the chicken.
Trying to disagree with the pathologist, but I don't see how the angle would work out unless it was a pretty short shotgun. I don't see that angle working out 3 feet away. It may have been within 3 foot.
Well, how far away was it? There was no. I mean, at what point?
Well, at the angle, the bullet defects would have been here at 76 inches.
Right.
So you've got quite a difference there. If I could get that dowel. You want to swap places?
So they agreed and went ahead with the 3 foot.
135 degrees comment by her.
But still, 2 feet puts it in the dirt.
To make that axis.
Using this guy's measurement.
Yes.
At 3 foot, we're here.
Right.
At 2 foot, we're here. So I believe it would be more in line with 2 foot, but I'm not contradicting a pathologist.
Okay. I know it's in here. Give me 2 seconds. I thought I had it marked. Give me 1 more second here.
It is, if the shooter was kneeling or laying prone, that would make sense. But why would the shooter kneel when he can just stand up and shoot him in a closed room? Especially you kneeling in the mud in a rainstorm. And if it's Paul, that's still a big guy to be kneeling down and still leaned over.
So,
I mean, if it's Alex, not Paul.
Assume that you said, and you relied on Dr. Reamer's 135-degree shot. Let's follow that down.
Now, Ms. Harpootlian, I reviewed her stuff, but I went and measured my own angle on that door. Now, I didn't rely on her angle.
Well, but she actually, you're going based on where those pellets were.
Yes, sir.
And she would be going on measurements on the shoulder.
Yes, sir.
And she's actually looking at the wound.
Yes, sir.
And she would have maybe a more accurate angle because she sees what the wound is.
She knows the angle to him.
He's
Right.
about 6 foot.
But she can't relate that to the defect at the scene.
But do you think 135 degrees is basically a 45-degree angle, correct?
Not quite, but yes, sir, close. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it's 45 degrees off of that dot.
I did my measurement from a little bit lower on the door frame. I took my pro.
See, and if I can out-math you, you've got problems. I mean, a 135-degree angle is a 45-degree angle. Ish, he says. I mean, 135, so 45, 55, 65, 75, 80. That's a it's a 45-degree angle. But this guy's confused about mathematics and reversing things. We'll see here in a bit. Now, according to somebody in chat, keep watching here to see if Nick's coming up, because Nick isn't here. The last I checked, Nick didn't have a stream going, so I'm just kind of waiting to set up to dump my feed into him. If you see that Nick does come up with his stream setup, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll just switch over to the main trial when it starts until Nick gets set up. So just let me know. Yep. All right. Somebody let me know. I keep checking.
And placed it on the door frame, inside the door frame, like so.
So you don't think it's that tall? You think it's down?
Well, that's where his shoulder's at, but the angle of the gun, depending on the length of the barrel,
right,
it would have to be here, because it's not a contact wound, so it would have to be down a little bit, but the angle doesn't change, just the distance changes.
Right. So, standing between. So, but if you come off of this 45 degrees, for the sake of argument.
Okay, for the sake of argument.
Okay. That would show you the angle of whatever hit his shoulder. Correct.
As long as the angle stays the same, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the angle's not.
I've got it on 135, by the way.
But 135 wouldn't it be 45 degrees off of straight up and down? So don't you have to take it over this way?
Well, you've got 90 in the middle. It depends on where your axis is. You've got 90 in the middle. This is 180. All the way around is 360. So here we've got.
Thanks, math guy.
135 off of the door.
Yeah, so flip it around.
Can you make it go this way, please?
Look at this.
I want the line, not.
See, he just wants the line to go, instead of going 45 degrees this way, he wants it to go 45 degrees that way so we can show the jury better. And he can't figure out how to do that. Like, what do you mean? Just watch him struggle to reverse 135 to 45. I just love watching this. Okay, legal vices, instead of dumping into law and crime. We're not dumping into law and crime. I'd never do that. We're dumping into Nick Rekieta. And someone said that he's up and in his locals. So good. Somebody let me know as soon as he sets up his stream. Oh, the stream is up, but not live yet. Okay, I don't have it. It's not showing up on my what's it here? What do we call this? Chrome. Let's see if it's showing up now. He'll go live in about 2 minutes, or well, he should anyway. But in Nick time, that could be like 20 minutes from now. But yeah, it's not showing up on Chrome. While we watch this guy try to convert 135 degrees to 45 degrees, I'll check it out here. Let's go.
Can you make it go this way, please? I want the line not going this way. I want to be able to draw it out this way.
You just flip it.
There you go.
And you go above it.
Yeah, literally, the guy carries around a protractor. You can't figure out how to reverse angles.
Can I have that long ruler, please? And let's take it. Just, I'll hold it.
Okay, it's showing up on Edge, just not Microsoft, not on Chrome yet, not on Google Chrome. It's showing up on Microsoft, so I'll do it this way.
Okay. And so, and again, it could be somewhat lower if he turns.
Yes, sir.
But
and that would change the angle. That's why I said approximately 135. It could change it a little bit.
How much?
A few degrees. If you figure if this is 135 and if he's 2 inches lower, that would, take probably 5 degrees off.
So you want to go lower? Okay, let's go lower.
Maybe.
You want to make him even shorter?
Okay, cool.
Like how Dick's like, oh, shorter? All right.
So I mean,
Even a
what do
more
you want me to do?
severe
You
angle.
go with the
Okay,
tractor up.
let's keep doing that. Let's go.
There you
Let's
go.
make the dude as
Doesn't
short
gotta
as you
go
want to make
this
him,
way.
Mr.
No.
Expert.
You had it. You had it. There you go. But you want him to go that way. Which way you want to go? I want to flip it. Flip it. There you go. There we go. See what? That's why you're the. No, I got a feeling you feel with me, Mr. Harpoon. You got that feeling? I got that feeling. Okay. So
See, look at this. He's just trying to change the angle. He's like, I got a feeling you're trying to fool with me, Mr. Harpootlian. I mean, he's just, and like I said, if I can do this math and you can't, you've got problems. This, it's just, oh God. It's not good. Just how much does it take to make up 180 degrees?
that's 135. Yes.
He's literally just saying flip it around to 45 degrees. He's like, I don't know this magic, this wizardry you're talking about, Mr. Harpootlian. I'm afraid you're fooling with me. He's like, you think I am? All right, well, let's just do this.
I got that feeling. Okay. So that's 135. Yes. What do you want to make it?
Well, I'm not measuring it this way. I mean, you tell me what you want me to make it, because I measured it this angle.
Yeah, but this is just the flip side of that. Remember how you're talking about the negative?
All right, put it back.
Okay. This
This is a professor of crime scene reconstruction.
What do you want? Oh wow! There you go.
Oh wow!
Right,
this
so
protractor
was,
thing you're
let's
so
say
fancy.
This end was down a little bit. That would make it what? Now you're on the bottom half now, so that changes it. Now we're at 40.
Yeah, it was
Next
45.
slide. All right.
Now it's 40.
Right.
See.
All right, everybody. This is a little preview of this guy. I'm going to revisit this expert over the weekend, unless there's something even more shocking and exciting that happens today. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Wolfram says, so Mother Nature just replicated a massage pad for Jeff. Yeah, it was just a tiny little, just something to go, it was an earthquake. Nothing serious. Everybody, thanks for hanging out with me here until Ricada shows up. He's going live. We're going to flip over there right now. You should be transferred automatically. If not, right at the top of the chat, there's going to be a little thing that says Ricada's doing something. Go check him out. And if that doesn't work, just go find him on your own. Let him know there's a Legal Vices raid here. Mods, thank you. Chat, thank you. Those of you that super chatted, thank you. And the large number of people that subscribed, bless all of you all. The poll ended with a bang, so to speak. 60% of you said you hit the like and subscribe. Of course you did, because you're not Shabusiness crazy. Thank you for being here. We'll catch you sometime during the weekend, probably surprise stream. If not, Monday for Maritime Monday. Love y'all. Law Racks out saying whatever you do, enjoy your legal vices. Let Nick know I'm coming over there. You guys are over there. Let him know there's a raid from Legal Vices.